Oh, hi. I'm glad you could join us. We are doing some algebra. I'm Mr. Vaughn, and we're learning about algebraic expressions. All right? So we're learning how to write and evaluate algebraic expressions. It's a very, very important skill on any entrance exam, GD, high set exam. Believe it or not, you can use this stuff in real life. Don't let people say you can't use this stuff in real life. I use math every day, all the time. And the more you know, the more you can apply it. All right? All right. I could go there, but I'm not going to go there. Okay, so let's take a look at this problem. All right? So we have a basketball league. All right? So the number of girls that registered to play basketball in a summer league is 15 fewer than twice the number of boys. All right? That's our situation. Okay? Write an expression that describes the number of girls that registered. All right. So, do you remember the first step in these translation problems? Define your variables. Define your variables. All right. So, go ahead and pause this video and see if you can define your variables. I'll give you a hint. There's two. All right. Did you get it? Did you at least try? Remember, productive struggle is the way mathematics works. Always challenge yourself and struggle. Struggle is good because if you're not struggling, either you already know the material or you're not trying, right? Either way, you're not learning. So embrace the struggle. It's good for you. All right. So write an expression that describes the number of girls that are... All right, so what are my two variables? Let's see here. Well, what are we talking about? What's the object that we're talking about? Well, we're talking about a basketball summer league, but really we're talking about boys and girls, right? We're talking about the number of girls, and we're talking about the number of boys. So what do you think we could use for girls? I'm going to let G equal girls, and we're going to let B equal boys. Again, just my personal preference. You could use X and Y if you want, but the problem with that is that when you get down to the final solution and you get like X equals something, you're like, okay, what was X again? Then you got to go back here and figure out what X was. Whereas if you get G equals a number, oh, that's the number of girls, right? So choose your variables wisely. All right, so there's my two variables. Now, I need to see how these two variables interact with each other, right? So we need to use the correct operators. All right, so we got the number of girls that registered to play basketball in a summer league. By the way, do we care about what sport they're playing and when? Nah, we don't really care. So you know what? I'm just going to cross all that out. That's unnecessary information for us. Okay, the number of girls that registered is, see that? So let's go ahead. So the number of girls registered. So what stands for girls? G. So G is, the number of girls is, that's equals 15. 15 fewer. Okay, what does fewer mean? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. You got it, subtraction. Now, is it like this? Like that? Or is it like that? Is it A or B? Well, it's actually B, right? If I have $20 and you have 15 fewer dollars, we're always going to start with me, right? And subtract your 15, okay? So just be careful with, whenever you see fewer or less, you gotta go minus the number, all right? So don't do that right there, okay? In fact, we'll just erase that. All right, so G equals It's going to be 15 fewer than something, right? 15 fewer than twice. That just means 2 times. Twice what? The number of boys. And boys is B. I kind of erased it there, right? All right, so that's actually an equation, right? It's got an equal sign in it. They're not asking for an equation. It's saying write an expression that describes. So what do you think the expression would be? That's the expression right there. 2b minus 15 is your expression. It wouldn't just be simply g, right? Okay, so we actually did above and beyond what they were asking. We actually came up with an equation. All right, so there's our letter A. We defined our variables, and then we figured out, okay, how do my variables interact with each other with operators, right? Multiplication, subtraction, right? Where do they go in relation to the operators? All right, once I got that, now let's go on to letter B. If there are 20 boys, how many girls registered? If there are 20 boys, how many girls registered? All right, well, we have our expression here, or actually we have our equation, right? G equals 2b minus 15. Well, if there are 20 boys, where would I put that 20? See if you can figure it out. Pause the video and see if you can find out how many girls registered. All right, let's take a look. If there are 20 boys, right there, well, there's my boys right there. So I got G equals 2 times B, that's multiplication, and B is 20. All right, if B equals 20 minus 15. All right, now I just simply have to know my order of operations. Okay, would I subtract here first or would I multiply first? Remember, you just do the most complicated operations first and the simplest ones last. Subtraction is among the easiest or most simple operations, so we're going to multiply first. 2 times 20 is 40 minus 15. All right? And now 40 minus 15, well, 40 minus 10 is 30. Minus another 5 is 25. So G equals 25. Is that right? So did I answer the question? The number of girls is 25. How many girls registered? I answered. I got the answer correct. Is it reasonable? Let's see. There's 20 boys, and there is 15 fewer. The number of girls is 15 fewer than twice the number of boys. Well, twice the number of boys would be 40 minus, yeah, that's reasonable. So they're pretty equally matched. All right? I hope this was helpful. Remember, define your variables and then see if you can figure out how the variables interact in an algebraic expression. All right? Make sure you subscribe to my channel. You'll get videos, new videos whenever I make them. I'll be making them every day for the next several days here. And don't forget, in the description below, I have a link to the notes for this lesson. It has all this on there, so you don't have to do so much writing. All right? Well, until next time, may God bless you, my friends.